Michelle, and I'm the program director for the Sipp FM and WJSU, and these are my top 5 musical influences. Number 1 would have to be my dad. My dad, who is no longer with me, was a supreme influence in my life because he loved music. And it was his love for music on Saturdays that I remember most, hearing the saxophone, the sounds of the saxophone from John Coltrane, and hearing the vocal stylings of Diane Shore, Deedles. In fact, one of my finest memories before he passed in 2015 was being able to take him to Tampa, Florida, where she was in concert. We used to sing her songs. I'm 7, 8 years old, and I'm singing blues and jazz like nobody's business, not in a real way, but playing with my dad, and nobody else really had that connection with him, but it was definitely something that I cherish, and being able to take him to see her in concert was just phenomenal. We even got to meet her. So yeah, definitely Daddy. Michael Bolton is another one. My dad had his albums, Michael Bolton's albums, and I don't think that anyone else in my household understood how that man's voice felt to me. And while I realize he's not African American, I think that the soul era was such an influence on his music. I've seen him 4 times in concert, and I still, no disrespect to Otis Redding, I still have not heard a better rendition of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. It was my first karaoke piece, in fact. And after that, it was Ray Charles's Georgia on My Mind and Song of You. And I was just like, oh my God, like as a child, freaking out, like no one else was experiencing that. And so when I got to see him live, it was definitely a highlight of my life. And I was in my early 20s at that point. Let's see, who else? Quincy Jones, for sure. Quincy Jones embodies a creative genius that is unmatched, that we will never, ever experience again. And we are so blessed and fortunate to have the products, everything that he has given to us over these many decades of his life, whether we're talking jazz, whether we're talking classical, whether we're talking the scoring of music. I mean, everything that he put his mind to, especially elevated. These thoughts are more elevated for me now after watching that Netflix documentary of him, because you got to see it play out. I wasn't around, obviously, for a lot of those things, but to not have The Wiz, to not have Shaft and everything that he gave to us, I think we, as a nation, as a world, are blessed that he is still with us, which takes me to my next influence, who is no longer with us, Aretha Franklin. Man, that woman. Every time she opened her mouth, it was, how should I say, it was a story. A story was being told, and she could tell a story of pop or gospel or blues, gut bucket, whatever she needed to do. When she opens her mouth, she's got your attention. Or excuse me, when she puts those hands on the ivory, she's got your attention. Just phenomenal. And as a vocalist too, I try, there are just some Aretha Franklin songs that I will not perform. And that's just because I feel like if you can't do it right, then don't do it at all. And that brings me to Tina Turner, who we just most recently lost. Tina Turner was everything to me. Everything, okay? There are weekends and days and nights that I still spend studying her videos, because everything that she embodied on a physical level, that stamina, that endurance, that voice, that was the total package for me. And it's not that I want to play copycat, but I do want to respect and show her the respect and appreciation that she deserves when I'm doing her music. And that's what I try to do. And so she's definitely number 1 for me. I'm Meredith Michelle, and those are my top 5 musical influences.